Hello, everyone. How are you doing? If you're new to Life's Dilemma, welcome. So, today I'll be discussing a topic which I've entitled What Goes Through the Mind of a Cheating Spouse. So, what goes through the mind of a cheating spouse? Looking at a cheating spouse holistically, they have an underlying unmet needs, be it social, mentally, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, or physical. This can be this can range from a low self-esteem, a lack of discipline, or lack of vision, an addiction. The list goes on and on and on and on. But let's look closely at this unmet needs. I feel that we sometimes can be delusional to think that one person can meet our entire needs 100%. Like how? Please, this is not possible. No one can meet your entire needs 100%. There is always the 20% that no one can give you. And also, you would find that a partner would go and seek or sort validation somewhere else. That's why you find most so often a man will tell a woman, "Oh, I'm going to leave my wife and be with you." But do they do it? No, they don't, because what happened? Out of the probability, the woman is providing him with 80%, and you are providing him with 20%. So why would he leave the 80% and come and be with you, the 20% that you are giving him? So basically, what they tend to do is, try and make sure that they don't get caught by their spouse, and so they think they can get away with it, and that's what they do. And these unmet needs, I've come to realize, is mostly emotional or sexual. And I feel it's about time we as a people are honest and fair with each other and our future spouse, and honest enough to say that, look, I'm a polygamous person, I can't stay with one person, or a monogamous person, I'm only happy with just one person. And then, so that if we are very honest with ourselves, we know what the expectations are. So if we are not able to meet or come to a consensus, you allow each other to move on to find their best fit. And it's also about time we also become we become less holy about discussing sexual needs. Yes, less holy about discussing sexual needs. It's become like a taboo that you don't discuss, and these are issues that you're going to meet in the relationship. So why is it so holy that it can be discussed before you marry? And I think you have to ask a lots of questions, and questions like, what if I'm not able to match up with you, satisfy you, or I'm not able to meet up with the frequency you wanted, or your sexual fantasies, I'm not able to meet it. So I think these are some of the things that you have to ask before you go into a relationship with someone, because you can't make an assumption of what people's needs and wants are. You'll be getting the shock of your life. So I think it's about time that before you get into a relationship with someone, you do ask all these questions, every question that you can think of. There's no point pretending to be holy, because these are issues that you're going to have to tackle in the marriage. So please discuss it. it's also about time that it becomes ingrained in our subconsciousness that no one person can meet our entire needs 100%. There's no one like that. And so it's, people, there's always the 20% that no one can meet for you. So I'm hoping that it becomes more ingrained in our consciousness, so that by knowing your needs, your priorities, your negotiables and non-negotiables, you are able to, if let's say you are in a monogamous relationship, you find a spouse who meets all the, let's say the person is able to give you 80%. So you find the single, that your spouse in a monogamous relationship who can give you within the 80% all your non-negotiables and your priorities. Yeah, so that at least the 20% could be those that is not essential, and you could manage it. Let's say a woman who can cook and you want them to cook your favorite food, and this is not very essential. You could just get a chef or buy the food yourself, and this is not a big deal, compared to essential needs which cannot be met. That is very essential. So this is why I think you should know exactly what you need and want, and what your non-negotiables are, and your the ones that you could negotiate, and what your priorities are as well, as not everyone can meet all the needs. So in doing this, you are sure that the partner that you have is able to meet the essential needs that you need. Yeah, and this is why a lot of communication has to be had before you go into a relationship. Because imagine you go into a relationship and these needs are not met, and the maybe the 20% that the person cannot meet are not negotiable with you. Then what do you do? And this is where you find a lot of partners, straying off to other people to get their needs met, because their spouse can meet it. But then imagine this was communicated. A lot of these, cheating and breakups could be avoided if there is, a good communication between the spouse, and people are honest and fair with each other. And if you're listening to me and you find yourself in with a cheating spouse, yes, with this cycle of cheating, you have to look within yourself and try and think, am I able to put up with this behavior? And if, because some people are, happy to have a spouse who have multiple relationships with other people. And so if you look within yourself and you realize that, you are not the type who can, you can't, you can't, what do you call it? You can't cope, and, it's going to be, too much for you. What do? You advise yourself, and, it's not everyone who has the heart, the strength, and the mental capacity to cope with, a spouse who is everywhere. So, you better advise yourself, and then move on with your life as much as possible. And, it's sometimes in our societies as well, there is an assumption that when you are wealthy, you should have multiples of partners. I don't know where that mentality came from, but you most so often find these people that they don't have peace, and they lose their concentration, and you ask yourself, why are you putting yourself through this? And I don't know where this assumption of having multiple partners if you're wealthy came about. And you just look at them, they don't have any peace, and they can't even concentrate with all these baby mothers and all their stresses that they give them. So I don't know why the men don't learn from the mistakes other people are making. and it becomes a trend in some societies. And I just like to say that also, if you find yourself in any situations, always look out for your own peace. Wherever situation you find yourself, always look for your peace, and your peace of mind, yes, is very important. Stay blessed. Bye.